The reading is Matthew 2, 1 to 12. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born, King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Christ was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the peoples of Judah. For you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will be the shepherd of my people Israel." Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and make a careful search for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me, so that I may go and worship him." When they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen in the east went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold and of incense and of myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to the country by another route. Who were these people? The Magi came from the east to Jerusalem. Now the Magi, it's not like the song "We Three Kings of Orient Are." I used to hardly understand it as a child. It's not "We Three Kings of Orion Are." It's "We Three Kings of Orient Are." Orient are Oriental kings. We three kings who are of the Orient. It's not three kings. It doesn't actually say that. There's a Magi from the east. The Magi, the wise men from the east. And there wouldn't have just been three of them. There's probably quite a lot of gold and quite a lot of jewellery. Gifts of gold and of incense and of myrrh. The kind of perfume that woman poured on Jesus' feet has actually cost a year's wages, that kind of perfume. And they probably come on quite a few camels, perhaps. Quite a few camels, not just three. Probably you'd have an escort if you're carrying that amount of stuff. The chances of being a victim of highway robbery in those days, you'd have an escort. There'd be quite a group of people and animals carrying quite a large amount of jewellery to honour Jesus. And they bowed down and worshipped him and opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold and of incense and of myrrh. And they were warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, because Herod didn't really want to worship the king, did he? We all know that. As we'll see later, Herod didn't really want to worship the king, and his intentions were evil, so they were warned to go back by another route.